welcome to another episode of Disqualified. I am your NXT predictions champion, Trevin, joined as always by our main roster predictions champion, Caleb.
Hola!
And Zach, our cameraman and producer, and also as of day of recording, the birthday boy is behind the camera.
Hello.
How old are you turning?
Old.
Not as old as me.
Yeah, you're ancient.
Old fart. But yes, we are here to talk about NXT. And it was a pretty decent episode of TV.
Yeah. A welcome back episode from both the Bash and Evolution, and also kind of a go home episode with it too, as they do have a special show in Houston next week.
Yes. So, very interesting show, let's say. It does start, not gonna lie. Do you know how the show started? I came in 7 minutes late. I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I
lost track of time. Yeah, so how it opens is Fatal Influence comes out, and JC Jane has some damaged vocal cords. Could be from all the yelling she's done over the past couple weeks. Also, a bit from the match, as she did take a lot of bodily trauma in those matches.
My body, as Trevin likes to say.
Yes. But she is there to remind us that Fatal Influence is still on top of the NXT Women's Division, and soon will also be on top of the TNA Knockouts Division, as they have a belt-for-belt match against none other than our interruptee.
Hark. New music? In the NXT shed? Who could it be? None other than your TNA Knockouts champion, Masha Slamovich.
Yep. They have a little back and forth.
That started off very weird. Sorry to cut you off, but it started off very weird. There was a dude in the crowd yelling, and then some dude told him to shut up. Like you could hear it. Then there was like a tiny argument, chants, and then Masha got going.
Yeah. But, yeah, they go a little back and forth, claiming that they're going to win both belts, the other person's going to win both belts, but JC comments that she will be the first woman in NXT to actively hold 2 belts, and that causes an interruption from Fact Check.
So, LaRuca, the one, the only, the double champ of the Women's North American title and the Women's Speed title, which officially makes its on-screen debut. I mean, it's been shown.
Yes.
But it was actually out there in the arena.
Yeah.
I don't know if she hit it or what, but
I mean, how she was wearing both belts was actually sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but both her and Zarya come out, and Soul's like, hold up. Wait a minute.
Something ain't right. You're saying you're going to be the only double champ here, but I have 2 belts.
Yeah. And maybe I could add a third to my repertoire, and that causes some back and forth argument until, it's a promo segment involving a whole bunch of people. You know what's going to happen. They squabble up.
Can we just skip the formalities sometimes? Let's just get to the brawl.
The last time we had someone kind of skip the formalities was when Jimmy came out to set up the main event match against Kevin Owens on an episode of SmackDown, and Kevin was trying to get the ball rolling of a potential conversation. He's like, why are you even here? And Jimmy's just like, cause you talk too
damn much. Bop!
Skip them formalities.
Yes, and now, speaking of formalities, it's a formality. We got to get through our opening match of the night, and this one just so happens to be a special 6-man tag. Thought it was very interesting to bookend the show with 6-man tag
and open it
6-woman tag.
Yeah.
What?
Nice.
Yes, but it is the TNA title triple threat match happening at Slammiversary. Those 3 participants: Trick Williams, your TNA champion, Joe Hendry and Mike Santana, taking on the team of Dark State, represented this match by Dion Lennox, Saquon Sugars.
Was it Cutler?
No, Cutler was on the outside.
Then it was Osiris?
Yes, Osiris Griffin.
Yeah, Cutler was on ringside.
But yeah, pretty decent match.
Yeah, very standard. One of the non-standard parts of it was Joe and Santana were standing tall in the ring. Trick was trying to join them, be like, yeah, be on the same page. We gotta win this match. Joe and Santana just look at each other, look at Trick, look back at each other.
And that gives Dark State the numbers advantage. They start to take control of the match.
Yep. But the second time we hear new music in NXT...
Bruh, straight up for a second. Because it says, trust the system. And I swear, they couldn't have done it any closer to how Undisputed Era's theme goes. Because, bro, I heard the system and I was like, the Undisputed Era? What the fuck?
Nope, it is the system from TNA clapping back against Dark State after Dark State invaded TNA a couple weeks ago.
Yep, and shock, the system did. They shocked me. JDC, Eddie Edwards, I believe. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you that I know who these members are. I think Kazarian's one of them. I think it's Kazarian. I don't know.
People.
It's people.
Yeah.
I give up.
But they now help Joe and Santana get the numbers advantage as Team TNA beat the snot out of Dark State, which sadly does cause a DQ, meaning Dark State technically wins the match and the triple threat team loses it.
You know, Trevin, you know what I think is just coincidental in all this? We keep saying there's worlds collide. And if it's happening at Survivor Series, they might have a little bit of a War Games match themselves. And do you know what just so happens to be the right amount of men for both teams?
5.
Joe Hendry, Santana in the system, taking on Dark State and Trick Williams.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going there. Just saying that's where it could go. Because those numbers add up. The math is mathing.
I mean, I would like to point out that the system internally in TNA is technically a heel faction, while Trick and Santana currently are faces.
Don't you mean Joe and Santana?
Oh yeah, Joe and Santana.
I was like, Trick is not a face.
No, my bad. Misspoke.
But yes, now we get to a match that got cut a bit short. So, it came together in the backstage area. Carmen was talking to Ariana Grace. Carmen Petrovich was talking to Ariana Grace because Ariana Grace was like, if there was one thing that the Battle Royal was missing, it was some royalty. And Carmen says, no, I think it was missing some shing-shing. And Kylie Armstrong comes in, your Women's Evolve champion, and she says, well, you don't know what you're talking about because that match was missing me. I mean, granted, I'm a singles champion, and why wasn't I in the match? Because you're champion. But also, Julia was in the match. So, I guess it's because you're technically main title holder.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they start talking a bit of smack back and forth, and then it gets made official for tonight, literally right after this promo. It is Kylie Armstrong versus Carmen Petrovich for the WWE Women's Evolve Championship. And this match is getting good. It's going places. It's going the distance. And then, right before the match starts, however, sorry, I got a little bit ahead of myself. Before the match starts, however, we see a very, very, very pissed off Jordynne Grace enter the NXT car park.
Yep, she is wreaking havoc, chucking things all over the place.
But we'll see her in a bit, and by a bit I mean right now, because this is where it ends up in the match. Jordan Grace comes in and it clears out both competitors.
Yep, she grabs the mic and is like, Blake, get out here!
And Robert Stone and Stevie Turner come out. They both oversee Evolve, and they're under Ava.
Yeah. Stone also is the board member, NXT board member representative over on TNA.
Yes.
So they're going out there trying to de-escalate, being like, Blake's not here, please don't kill us, she's not here.
And they get murdered.
After a little vignette of Blake being like, basically saying like, Jordan will never be the person I am, she doesn't have what I have, and if you want to know what I have, come to my singles in-ring debut next week at Houston.
And she will be taking on Ren Sinclair.
Yeah. It's time for that NQCC member to get a push.
Yep. But we cut back to the ring and we see two people getting murdered very quickly. Stevie Turner and Robert Stone just get taken out. And Jordan walks out. She is still flipping mad. She is throwing shit around.
Yep. She's flanked by security and they're like...
She's not only flanked by security, but Ava walks right in front of her and she's like, I fucking dare you to do some shit to me. Yeah. I dare you.
Yep. And next up,
we get a bit of backstage promo action. So I'm not going to lie and say I know who any of these people are but Shiloh Hill. Because he's the only person I've kept up with other than like... I can't even think of anyone else from Evolve. No, it's Shiloh Hill. He's talking with three of his teammates from Undertaker's team.
Yep.
And Trick Williams comes in. He's like, y'all need to move. Go, move. He's like, why aren't y'all moving? And they're like, well, we're just chilling here. And he's like, didn't you just see what happened? Darkseid's here. Y'all got to move. And he's like, I suggest that you move when the TNA champion says you move. Or did Undertaker not teach you well enough? And then he starts to throw shade at Taker. And next week, it is official. Yep. Undertaker will confront Trick Williams.
It's so random, but I know it's going to be so good.
Yes. And now, we get a really weird promo.
Yes.
At the start.
Yes. Because... for this promo, Briggs is the first one to come out and cut, and the audience just basically is like, boo this man.
Boo this man. Boo! Yeah, no, they just start hating on him.
They've been hating on him.
So he talks about how, it's very weird. I don't know if it's intentional. He would like start a thought, wait, and then keep the thought going for a second. Like he'd restart his sentence. And I do that because I don't know what I'm saying half the time. And if that's what he's going off of, but he basically laments like how, look, I put in the work. I've done everything. Yoshiki didn't want to win the unhonorable way, even though I had it right there for him. He said, but yet you guys praise him and shower him with love, and now he gets a rematch for what reason?
Yep. And that triggers a response from Oba.
Who?
Yeah, and Oba's just like, Inyamura deserves it. Like, he brought me to my brink. You've done jack squat.
And here comes Inyamura. And he tells Briggs, look, no, I will do whatever it takes to win. But with honor. And he's like, look, I appreciate all that you're doing, but I'm trying to do it my own way. And then this prompts a brawl.
Squabble. And it's also made official that in Houston next week, it will be a triple threat for Oba's title between these three men.
Yep, it will be Josh Briggs, Yoshiki Inuyamura, and Oba Femi.
That's a lot of meat.
I'm just going to put in the record, I did call this triple threat happening.
Yeah, no, they made it very apparent it was going to happen.
Yeah, especially with how they were doing it at the Bash. But next, we get our main event of the evening. It is a 6-women's tag. It is Fatal Influence, represented, of course, by your NXT Women's Champion, Jacy Jayne, Fallon Henley, and Jasmine Nix is getting ring work?
Oh my gosh.
Versus Sol Ruca, your women's NA champion and your women's speed champion, Zarya, and your TNA Knockouts champion, Masha Slamovich.
Yep, and this match...
Cooked.
Yeah, it was good.
They cooked.
Yeah. However, you know, it's pretty even, but then it's time for a little shakeup as Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley decide to confront Zaruka about what happened during the weekend, and they just decide to squabble in the back, leaving Masha all by her poor self. It don't effing matter!
Nah, she gets the job done. She pins Jacy Jayne, holds up both titles.
Which scares me. Because if
Jacy Jayne's going to be a double champion.
If you know wrestling trope, this scares me.
Jacy Jayne is going to be a double champion. They are really whoring TNA out, my guy.
No, I legit thought heading into Slammiversary that they're like, you know what? They turned Trick into their world champion, but Masha can be the NXT title. With her pinning Jacy this match, I'm like, I am now thinking less about that.
Yeah, something big is going to happen in that match. But we shall see. Only time will tell. But that is it for this episode of Disqualified. In this episode of NXT. I think it was a pretty decent show overall. I mean, setting up for the Houston show.
And Slammiversary.
And Slammiversary, which is happening Sunday. But we do not cover TNA shows, so we will not be. No. Unless we do tune into this match. Yeah. I'll keep my eyes posted on this match.
Yeah. But probably both title matches.
Mm-hmm. But be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell 3 times so you know the match is over. I have been your main roster prediction champion, Caleb. That is your NXT prediction champion, Trevin. That is the birthday boy, cameraman, and producer, Zach. And Gordon joined us halfway through. So we will see you next time. Thank you for your time, and peace.
Bye!